welcome back to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel, where today I will be previewing the Grade 3 Indiana Oaks this Saturday, July 6th at Horseshoe, Indiana. We have 8 3-year-old fillies going a mile and a 16th around the dirt track. To start off, we have the number 1 Cotton Candy Annie. She is 3 for 11 lifetime with 1 win at this distance and is actually 1 for 1 at Indiana. Now, that was an allowance race back in May where competition wasn't very deep, but you still can't take that win away from her. But I do want to point out that her top buyer is mid-60s, so I don't think she's the fastest filly in here. They also threw her into a turf race last time out, so I think they're just trying to figure out what they can do at this point with this horse. The number 2 is Taxed, who was your Black-Eyed Susan winner at Pimlico. Now, I do want to point out that she has only won 2 races out of her 8 starts in her career, which isn't the best. But she always tends to show up in these races. She has tried this distance 4 times and has gotten second twice. So no wins at this distance, and it is a new track for her as well. Now, her last 2 races have been the best in her career, finishing second in the Fantasy, then winning the Black-Eyed Susan Stakes. Her buyers are mid-80s to 90s, so that's impressive. But the question for me is, which tax are we going to get on race day, mid-60s buyers or the 80s? Now, the number 3 is Miranda for Bad Cox. She is 3 for 5 lifetime and is going for her 4th win in a row before the Black-Eyed Susan. But then she had a brush start, and then she kind of just tired out. I don't think that she really liked the added distance. Another thing to note is that she is 1 for 1 at this specific distance, and she's very consistent with her upper 70, lower 80 buyers. Now, her odds are 5 to 1, so that's a lot better than the 2 to 1 odds and the 4 to 5, which some of these other fillies have in here. She does have a lot of early speeds, but so does 4 of these other horses in here, so it could very well turn to a speed duel in this race. The number 4 is Flamand at 20 to 1. We last saw her at Ellis Park a few weeks ago in the Monomoy Girl Stakes. She finished 3rd place behind Hoosier Filly in wet paint. Looking at her PPs, I just think that there's some other girls in here that are just a little bit better than her. The number 5 is Defining Purpose for Kitty McPeak. She may sound familiar to you because she was in the Kentucky Oaks. She had a stuttered step, and she held on to 2nd place until the beginning of the stretch, but then she weakened to finish in 7th place. I don't think she loved going the extra distance in that race, so cutting back could be good for her. And it seems like it is kind of her forte because she's ran this distance 6 times and she's already won twice. She really excelled in the Ashland Stakes where she ran an 85 buyer, but that's the only time we've seen her in the 80s. So was that a fluke? And at 8 to 5, I don't know if I want to take that chance with her. The number 6 is California Import. That is Lily Pooh for Michael McCarthy. She has only raced 6 times in her lifetime, and she has hit the board in 5 of those. She is 1 for 2 at this distance. Her win at this distance was on an artificial surface at Golden Gate. She last raced at Santa Anita in the Summer Oaks last month, where she finished 3rd with an 81 buyer. She got crowded early, so she was stuck in the back. And I really think she likes that because she wants to be behind the front runners and she wants to stalk like she has in some of these other races. I do think that she could be a little sneaky in here. The number 7 is Cloak of Mercy. She is lightly raced, only having ran 3 times in her lifetime, and she has hit the board in 2 of those. She most recently broke her maiden a few weeks ago in a 35,000 maiden special weight at Indiana, so jumping from a G3 is very ambitious to me. Her buyers aren't terrible, so she can definitely contend, but she's just going to have to position herself behind these speed horses. The last horse is Sandra D. She is 1 for 4 lifetime and has a win at this track. She broke her maiden last time out, so once again, very ambitious. She's going to be the horse that's going to go up front and hope that nobody catches her. One thing I do want to say, though, is that she won on the slop last time out, and it's going to be very rainy again in Indiana, so that could work out in her favor. So with all of that said, my top pick for this race is going to be the California Import Lily Pooh. The fact that McCarthy is shipping her all the way across the United States shows me that he's confident. And I think the other 2 favorites in here are very vulnerable. Underneath, I'm going to put the number 3 Miranda and the number 8 Sandra D in exacta, hoping that the 8 loves the slop again and we can get a price. So that's going to be a 3, 6, 8 exacta box. In a trifecta, I'm going to add in the number 2 Taxed. So that's going to be a 2, 3, 6, 8 trifecta box. And then if you want to do a superfecta, add in the Kitty McPeak horse Defining Purpose. But thanks for tuning into the Racing Dudes YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed and make sure to check out this weekend's betting Bible for the Belmont. Comment below who you think's going to win the Indiana Oaks. And until next week, good luck.
RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track. Summer's here, our picks are heating up. We want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel right now. Click the notification bell. You don't want to miss a single one of our awesome videos. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.